Hey guys, Gareth here. I just watched a really interesting video on an experiment about these fighter plane pilots, and it was talking about always put your mask on first. Now when I used to travel on different airlines, they give you these little safety booklets which people rarely use, you know, like the instruction manual. It's very typical for many of us not to bother reading them. Like when you get a new TV, right, a high-tech TV with all the controls and all the color change and everything like that, you get a fantastic instruction manual with it. And what do most people do, especially men, they throw that away and they just want to decide they can do it by themselves. You get that same or a similar kind of instruction manual on a plane, and you also get the air hostess or the stewards there giving their safety demonstration each time about if oxygen levels drop, the mask will drop down from a little compartment on the plane underneath where you put your luggage. These little masks drop down, and they always say to you, put your own mask on first. Now, when I was first starting to travel, I used to think this was very, very selfish. Why should I put it on myself first instead of putting it on somebody else to help somebody else? Because in my nature I want to help somebody else. But then as I realized, as I did more flights, it is logical that you need to put it on yourself first. If you had a child in a seat next to you and an elderly person and you put on them first, you're trying to put it on them and you die, then the elderly person may be very weak and maybe not know what he or she is doing and cannot get the mask on properly, and the child, they rely on adults for help anyway, so they if they're very, very young, cannot put the mask on themselves. So if you were trying to struggle to put the mask on them first and you passed out, you may not be successful. When thinking about it, when I first thought about it, like I said, I thought it was very selfish, but I didn't see the logic in it. You have to help yourself before you can help somebody else. You have to get the oxygen, you have to get your life sorted out before you can help somebody else. Does that make sense to you guys? So what I'm trying to say is, it's not a selfish thing, If you want to help somebody else, you've got to be able to help yourself first. For example, if you want to help somebody in, let's say, how to do Facebook ads, you've got to learn how to do them yourself first so you can pass on that knowledge to somebody else. And it's the same principle with the oxygen mask. You've got to put the oxygen mask on first, and then you can help other people. So I hope this was of good value to you, and remember, it's not selfish. Help yourself first, and then you can help other people correctly. If it's things like online business, learn them yourself first. Don't rely on other people. Do not rely on other people. Rely on yourself first. Get the knowledge, get educated, start learning things every day. We're all teachable, we all need to learn things. I'm learning things every single day. Then I pass on my knowledge. I don't just learn it and keep it for myself. I share it with the people I know. I share it with the people who are part of my team. And talking about online business, I'm already sharing my knowledge with the people that are in my team, and I'm helping a lot of people online. So if you need help, with things, just connect with me, yeah? One of the prime businesses that I am in is Excess Elite. It is absolutely phenomenal, guys. And of course the owner of the company had to help himself first and his family before he could share it with the world. It's the same principle. So I'm with Excess Elite and a group called Shadow Commissions Group, which is a Facebook group, secret group. Our members in 10 weeks, 12 weeks, they've made like $300,000. Now how did they get the $300,000? They got that because the people, the group leaders, Eric Green and Paul Turner of Shadow Commissions, they provided some training. They already know the stuff themselves first. Once they got to a certain level themselves, then they shared the knowledge. And so every single member of that group gets to share the training. We go through these training programs, but it's life-changing. I want to give a shout out to Paul Turner and Eric Green and just thank you for your fantastic group, the Shadow Commissions group. And I want to thank Paul Stevenson, who is the owner and founder of Excess Elite. It's changing lives. So remember guys, put on your own oxygen mask first, learn something new first, and then share with other people. If you want to find out more about Excess Elite or the Shadow Commission group, or even our own group, Elite Power, just check out my description below guys. You'll find some links there. I just really want to thank you. You have a fantastic day and be yourself. Keep it real.